Let's talk a little bit about lighting, shall we? Now, this might be an interesting creative look, and I kind of like the solar flare that we're getting, the little lens flare, but if you actually want to tell what I'm saying, if you want to be able to see me, we need a little bit different lighting. So let's talk about available light, because if you're doing zero budget media, you're not going to be spending a bunch of money on lights. You've got to use the light that's available. Now, this might this might seem like a good idea. I'm well lit, but ah, no, I can't do it. So the key to available light when you're shooting outdoors is shade. That is going to make it the easiest for your little camera to figure out what lighting settings it should use. Now you can use manual settings. We'll get more into that later. But if you're out and about and you're trying to get your camera to sort of show you rather than the light or what's really bright behind you, the key is to change your position so that you are in shade. Now the camera will adjust. It'll do its best to try and figure out what it is you want. For example, this actually is pretty good lighting in some ways. There's no detail up here because the light is blowing out. It's too bright. You can't have any detail in the sky up there with that as bright as it is and still see the subject of the person who's speaking. But you can kind of tease it a little bit, turn just a little, double check what's dark in the background, use that light from the side or from the back. And it's lighting you enough to give your face some contour. It's not flatter lighting like that. There's still a little shade over here. A little shade is good. You don't want to be evenly lit because then you don't really stand out from the background all that much. So the trick to using available light with your phone is to use your ability to move relatively quickly and get yourself to a spot where the sun or the background light or the sun hitting the things in the background isn't so bright that it drowns you out. That's kind of the best you can do. Give it a try. Play around with it some. It's cheap. It's easy. And with a little bit of attention to where the light is coming from and what it looks like on the phone, you can actually get acceptable lighting while you're out in the field without spending a ton of money.